Welcome back to Lego Modular Review. Thank you for all of your patience. The comments on the last video have been absolutely lovely. But I'll tell you what, I've been ploughing my time into designing my own Lego modulars, primarily for the BrickLink designer program, and they've now just announced that they are no longer taking modular submissions. So, now that I have some more time free, let me share one of the modulars that I designed. The Lego Modular Hospital. This is obviously my own custom one. This is not preempting what Lego might release, although it would be so brilliant if they did release a modular hospital. Now, check it out, 360 views. I'm so proud of this one. I really enjoyed designing it. The idea for it came when I had COVID on Christmas Day, which absolutely sucked, but it meant I had a chance to sit down with my Lego bricks. And this is what it's evolved into. I finally bit the bullet and bought the pieces to build it. It's got 3 floors, well, 2.5 floors. Now I know most buildings will count full floors only, however, the roof has a little bit of character which we'll go into later. But anywho, without wasting any time, let's dive into the interior. Here we've got the ground floor, which has a reception area, emergency room, the lift space, a bay for a potential ambulance if there was one, and a cafe. Here we've got the receptionist sat at a brick-built chair. Now sadly the picture doesn't capture it very well, but it came together really nice. And if you pay close attention to the window on the right, you can tell there's a curious building technique, but we'll come back to that one. You've got a fish tank that's ingrained into the wall, 6 studs wide. It's quite cool, quite happy with it. Got a little fish in there. You've got the waiting area with a brick-built TV and a bench for people to sit in when they are waiting to see their loved ones or if they themselves need medical attention. Then we've got the ER. We've got all the tools that might be needed in a big tool station. And again on the right you can see another cool building technique that we'll touch on in just a little bit. Here we've got a little boy, bless him, he's broken his arm, he's sad. But luckily the rescue helicopter managed to get him all the way from Assembly Square back to the hospital in time, so gratefully it's not too bad. Then we've got the cafe. Sorry, the picture isn't very good there, but you can just about make out the little workstation, a donut and a biscuit that are on sale in the window, and a coffee machine and a bin bag. The cafe boy has been a bit busy, he's not had a chance to take it out back yet. Moving on to the second floor, which is where most of the hospital things are happening. We've got a waiting area. Again, when you're waiting to see your loved ones or when they're just resting, they're not awake yet, you can take a book from the shelf and read it, and this lady has obviously read a cracking joke in one of the joke books. Then you've got the kitchen area where the medical staff can go and wash their hands and eat a hot dog if they're hungry. And then we move on to the operation theatre. It's got some really cool little builds in there. I'm really pleased with how that came out. So that's the operation room. And then you've got 2 little bedrooms for the patients to recuperate in with some really awesome brick-built hospital beds. They've each got a toilet. One of them has a little surprise in it. And that is the middle floor, or the top floor if you like, and we move on to the roof where you've got a helipad with this safety railings, and here, look at that, you've got the lift that goes all the way to the top so that you can offload the patient from the helicopter into the lift and bring them to the floor they need to be at. So that's the interior, but how does it fare up with other modulars? Does it fit in? Well, I think it does. Now, if you pay close attention to that last image, you can just about see that the cafe's table and chairs are the same as for the jazz club. Let's compare it to the most recent modular we've had, and the most comparable one, the Natural History Museum. Check it out. They have the same footprint, which is 1.5 base plate. They are a similar height and a similar depth. I'd say the build experience, having built it, not to toot my own horn, but was really exciting. I don't know if any of you Lego fans out there have noticed that Lego will try and include the small builds that go inside these modular buildings as you're building the walls. I tried to do the same thing in the instructions for this one, and it really breaks up the experience nicely. It makes it enjoyable. And speaking of those building techniques, let me show you around some of the ones I am particularly proud of. First, we've got the Brick-Built Hospital sign, which was feedback from the submission that I did manage to get this in with the BrickLink program, where somebody said, why don't you try having better signage for the hospital? Then we've got that incredible window on the ground floor. These are gutter pieces facing outwards, and they can fit glass that goes in the 4x5 doors beautifully. 3 of those panes of glass fit in there seamlessly. I don't believe it's an illegal technique, but tell me in the comments if you think it is. Here we've got the cafe with the angled windows on either side, and they are extremely satisfying to click in because they fit flush with the cheese slopes on either side. You've got the crenellations at the top. Now, fun fact, that pattern is meant to be a snake, where in the submission palette we could not use the grey snake element. So I had to think out the box and create something that looks like a snake. Why a snake? The snake, for some reason, is an international symbol of medicine. But more importantly, if you look at the bottom curvature, the crenellations, that's all built upside down. One of the best parts about this whole build is the helicopter. All brick built with angles in all sorts of directions, but we'll come back to that one. The sign for the cafe is a little mug with some steam coming off it. That's really cute. The sideways sliding garage door. Such good fun to put together, works so well, and I've never seen it online. Maybe someone has thought of it before, but I'm really happy with how that came out as well. And the lift. We have a lift, but let's move on to the helicopter. Such a fantastic part of the build, such a fun one to design, very much outside of my comfort zone. You have a brick-built tail, a lot of upside-down building, and look at it, there it is, flying with fully retractable wheels, so the wheels are up. From the back, you've got a little hatch to load the patient into, and of course you can take the roof off to see inside it. You can fit a minifigure on a stretcher and the pilot. And there it is, ladies and gents, the modular hospital. Now, it's got about 4,000 pieces in it, and it cost me about £400 to buy the pieces on BrickLink. If you would like to add this one to your collection, drop a comment down below, and I'll try and get the instructions on Rebrickable if enough of you ask for it. But that's it, the Lego Modular Hospital. I'm super proud of it, and thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll get another video out soon with better lighting. Wishing you all a fantastic day, and thank you so much for watching.